Match number 2 of the day between Arthur Okaw Christian. Match number 2 of the day between Arthur Okaw Christian out of Illinois and Heart for Christ out of Mount Washington, Kentucky. I have no idea where Mount Washington, Kentucky is.
Sounds like a very cool place.
Might have to look that one up in a little bit. That hit out of bounds on the near side for Arthur. We're tied up at 1. I do know where Arthur Okaw is. It's in the middle to southern part of Illinois, I guess. Technically, probably more toward the middle.
That's Abraham Lincoln country, right?
Yeah, more or less. It's a lot of, I think, getting down toward more Amish territory down that way, although that's more Arcola probably than Arthur. But a 3-2 lead now for the Panthers. Is back to serve for Arthur is Anna Hoke, a 5'7" senior. Panthers will play it to the outside and just tipped across there by Rachel Woodard. And now a kill up front by Ava Yoder, 5'10" freshman. And an ace served up there. The scoreboard was changed there a second ago, but in any case, 4-2 the lead for Arthur as Anna will continue to serve. And another ace will make it 5-2. I'm familiar with Arthur because our school in Illinois plays in the same association as Arthur does. They just had their ACSI tournament here a week or two ago in the varsity level. So into the lineup for Arthur comes Alexis Cutler. 5-3 lead for the Conquering Riders. Is back to serve for the Panthers is Chloe Ring, 5'6" freshman. Arthur will play it back across here. Deflected up front, now back on the near side. Put over by Haley Rhodes. Arthur will try it again. Back in the middle, tipped across, and now finally sent back over.
Seeing some really good bump sets, and that's a good bump set kill.
Now Ava Yoder with it. You see right here, kind of hit back across her body, finding the open spot on the court, and a 6-3 lead.
It's really textbook by Arthur Okaw. Great fundamentals.
Serve here.
As you had mentioned, you've
that's blocked up front.
You're as athletic director of your school. You've seen your girls had a gave them a good challenge, and but Arthur Okaw ended up winning that tournament.
Yeah, that was we played. I wasn't at it myself, but Families of Faith is the school that I'm at in Illinois, and we played them. And I want to say
about placement. Look at this complete cross court, almost parallel to the net.
We played them on Friday night of that tournament. I want to say in the quarterfinals of that tournament. And I don't remember exactly the score, but I think it was 27-25, 31-29. And from what I heard, that was an unbelievable match. And Arthur with the lead here early at 9-4. And, yeah, I do believe Arthur went on to win that ACSI tournament. Outside, that hit out of bounds. Make it 10-4. A very good athletics program there. Matter of fact, their baseball team is in our conference, which is kind of odd being that they're like 2.5 hours away from us. But that hits out of bounds, make it 10-5. So back to serve for the Panthers is Rachel Woodward. Sent to the outside, put across and out of bounds and make it 10-6. As a matter of fact, there's another team here this weekend. Calumet Christian, who back years ago was the dominant team for 2 or 3 years. Matter of fact, went undefeated, I want to say a year or two. They're in this tournament as well, and we've played them a couple of times this year.
Could you please confirm the name of, is it Heart for Christ or Hearts?
It's Heart for Christ.
Okay.
There's a Heart for Christ Panthers out of Kentucky, and there's a Hearts for Jesus Christ out of Ohio.
Okay.
And they're same colors, really, I think. So yeah, it's.
So yeah, I did.
Heart for Christ.
When the stream was created, we said hearts, plural, for Christ. So that's a little bit of a typo, but.
A good tip on that far side by Kara Frederick. Get another look at it here. Just kind of found that open spot. And
we will get that corrected on our official YouTube channel.
Tip on the far side by Ring, and then that put in on the near side. So 13-7 the lead for Arthur. Haley Rhodes back in, and Victoria Sisney to serve.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank our awesome sponsors, Bob Jones University, Pensacola Christian College, great school, Bryan College, 323 Sports, #1 stop for top-of-the-line team apparel, and they'll take really good care of you and your team and work with you guys, help you with your designs, uniform colors. They have if you can dream it, they can create it.
14-8. Lead here for Arthur.
And none of the least, which of our sponsors is Score International.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful ministry, a mission ministry that travels all over the world, has that combines, brings Jesus through sports to people all over the world. Check out Score International. Wonderful ministry.
So 16-8, the lead for Arthur here in set one. Served up by Lila Kaufman, back in the middle and put over there by Ring. And then that hit into the net, so we'll make it 16-9. Serve here, track down on the near side and then put across, and that is in along that far side, right on the line. Good hustle play for Arthur. Take another look at that here. Boy, that's a long hit.
Wow.
Off that back line by Lindsay Mast. It was very close. As long as it touches any part of that line, it doesn't have to be to the inside of that line. It could be to the outside of the line. As long as it touches the line, it's technically considered in. So back in the middle, that hit out of bounds. It's 17-10. In the lineup for Arthur comes Alexis Cutler.
So this is a pretty decent, considerable travel distance for Arthur Okaw, would you say?
It's a decent drive. Yes, it is. I would say it's every bit of probably 8 hours.
You pulled the wheels up and took a flight.
I certainly did. But yeah, for me it's a little over 10, so it's probably 8 for Arthur. There's a double hit off that back line. You'll see it right here. Just kind of rolls off her hands. 17-11. Yeah, I flew out of from one nightmare scenario into another, and that's from O'Hare to Atlanta. Neither one of those places are my favorite places on earth. Set back to the middle. Yoder hit that. It was blocked up front. Back in the middle, and that hit into the net. That'll make it now 18-11. Lindsay Mast will serve. I will say this time, though, my flight experience was phenomenal. By far the best one I've had yet. As there's an ace served up. Got to the airport, O'Hare, mind you. Went straight to security, went straight up, went straight through the machine. I didn't even have to wait. I think there was one person in front of me. And this is at 5:30 at night. So I'm like, oh, okay. Get down to my flight, bought the cheapest ticket you could possibly get. Somehow they gave me an exit row seat. Then the person that I was sitting in the middle, the person at the window seat wasn't there. So I got to sit at the window seat with nobody in the middle.
Well, you were just
got to Atlanta,
spread out.
Walked to my rental car thing, walked right up, nobody in line. Got my car, was out in 10 minutes. So what is going on? Usually it's a complete train wreck. As this good save off that back line, actually really nice stab there by Ring.
Situations like that, I would certainly credit the good Lord for looking out.
I believe so. Because typically my trips down here are interesting, to say the least. Serve here taken back to the middle. That's a really nice hit up front by Victoria Sisney. You'll get another look at it right here. Good set and good hit as well. That'll make it 21-13. You were talking with me last night about flying into Chattanooga. That's a really nice serve by Yoder. It's an ace, by the way. Ava, just a freshman. But I'd love to fly into Chattanooga. If I could get a flight cheap enough, I would. Set back into the middle. A good hit right there by Anna Hook off the front row block of the Panthers. Now 23-13. And an ace will make it 24-13. And timeout to the Panthers here. So we'll take one as well. Come back with the end of set one here in just a moment from the NACA. So Yoder to serve out of the timeout, and it is, in fact, set point at 24-13. He's tracked down and bumped over. Set to the outside, put across and down by Lila Kaufman, and that'll do it for set one. 25-13, the win for Arthur. We'll come back in a moment with set two in just a moment here from the NACA National Championship Tournament.
Educating students.
Educating students.
To become servants of Christ. Servants of Christ.
Para llegar a ser servidores de Cristo.
To make a difference in today's world.
Faire une différence dans le monde d'aujourd'hui.
Einen Unterschied in der heutigen Welt zu machen.
Fazer uma diferença no mundo de hoje.
تغيير الدنيا داير وزار.
Мы можем изменить сегодняшний мир.
Start of set number two, and a service error for the Panthers makes it 1-0 Arthur. Back to serve is Lila Kaufman. Step back to the near side. That hit into the net by Rachel Woodward. And there is an ace off the near side that'll make it 3-0. And Kaufman with the serve. That pumped over, so Arthur will play it to the outside. Put across there by Rhodes. Sent back to the middle. That was partially blocked up front. Off the hit by Hook. And eventually set across from that back line by KJ Hoffman. And this tipped across, so now Played back off that back line. Up front and sent over by Kaufman. This might be the longest rally we've seen this entire tournament. Matter of fact, I think it is.
Yeah, that's quite an exchange.
Eventually it falls in off the hit on the near side. Now 3-1 the lead for Arthur. It's Chloe Ring to serve. Set on the near side, that tipped across and down by Anna Hook in a 4-1 lead. And now to the front row rotates Ava Yoder. It's played up front and tipped back across by, I think that's Keisha Miller.
Well, her arm was, yeah. Can you go? What's the?
I mean, that's
Can you go over the? Yeah, you can go over. You just can't touch the net. Is that right?
Well, it's kind of tricky.
And viewers, forgive me for not.
You can break the plane of the net for sure because you can seal it if you're blocking. You can put your hands over the seal
at an angle. Yes. Okay.
But if you reach over, they can call you for reaching over, particularly if you're not giving the other team a chance to play. So, like, if it's close to the net, you can't put your arm over the net and hit the ball if they haven't had the opportunity to do it.
Right. Okay.
So it's a little tricky. It's a judgment
call. That one
call.
was definitely clean. That was definitely clean.
It's always a judgment call as regards to how that works. But there's a kill along the far side. Yoder ends up with the kill there, making it 7-1. But yeah, you can't like stick your elbow over and put your arm on the other side just because you didn't touch the net. There is a little bit of leeway they'll give you, but not hit into the net, make it 7-2. Set to the outside. Wow. That's a good set. And Ava Yoder, you can see her winding up. Watch the wind up on this. 1, 2, 3, and then there's the wind. Yeah. And boy, you're not going to stop that a whole lot when you get that kind of set and that kind of movement. And there is an ace. Make it 9-2. Played up front, now set across. Arthur to send it to that back line. Across there by Mast. Once again, Arthur to play it again. Wow, that was an interesting set across. Tracked down, now bumped over. Set in the middle, that's blocked up front. And that hit into the net by Sisney. So a 9-3 lead for Arthur. Back to serve for the Panthers is Rachel Woodward. Cross now. Panthers another chance, and that's a nice kill. Good hit in that front line, making it 9-4. And that hit out of bounds. Service error will make it 10-4. Back to serve for Arthur is Keisha Miller. Sent back across. Arthur plays it in the middle. Wow, good hit by Yoder out front. Now 11-4. Boy, by the time she becomes a senior,
Look out.
my goodness. Sent back on the near side. Arthur playing in the middle. Yoder again. That was blocked up front, but ends up falling in. So a 12-4 lead. You'll see here, didn't really hit it the way she wanted to. Basically hit the top of the net and rolled across, but still managed to work out. Sent back in the near side. Now Arthur to plant across from Sisney. Sent over there by Hoffman. Tipped across. Good diving save by Kaufman. And that's 4 hits. That went off the net, not the block. You'll see right here, it goes straight into the net and ends up with 4 hits.
But they were waiting. They had 4 arms up there.
And that's sent out of bounds. So that will make, and now a 14-4 lead for Arthur. Step back in the near side. That hit out of bounds. Will make it 15-4. And we have a timeout to, I believe, the Panthers. 15-4 the lead for Arthur. We'll take a break. Back with more in a moment. You're watching the NACA. So back to it here. 16-4, that hit out of bounds, make it 17-4. By the way, in case you're curious, this is Group AA. Not that that really means a whole lot to anybody, but technically this is Group AA.
Just so you know.
This is still pool play. They had pool play yesterday. They've narrowed it down, so you're within 2 divisions now. And then after today, you get put in your actual division, and they'll start bracket play tomorrow. We'll get another look at this here. A little bit of miscommunication on the far side. So Lily Eline with the serve for the Panthers. Make it 17-6 now. Played back to the middle, and that hit out of bounds. So now 17-7. So substitution in here for Arthur is Anna Hoke, a 18-7 lead for the Conquering Riders. Is Yoder's serve. Played now to the far side, just sent over. And again, miscommunication will make it a point for the Panthers, as checking in is Marin Slaughter. An 18-8 lead for Arthur. That out of bounds, make it 19-8.
It takes a lot of officials to officiate one of these volleyball games. 4 officials.
And I think they actually have an official scorer, too. So if I'm going to be really technical about it, I think it's 5. And you've got games all over the place. That's a lot of officials.
A whole army of officials here for the NACA tournament, as always.
Gotta
Some of the
be
best in the world.
40? 30 or 40?
A lot.
20-8, the lead for Arthur.
Really, officiating so far, it's always really good, but you know, it's just been stellar this year. Really work together well. In spite of the fact that they our officials, you know, this is a national tournament. They come from all over the country.
Saw some where I think it was North Carolina patches. It's kind of hard for me to see from up here, but which wouldn't be a huge surprise. It's not very far away.
I think they have their. I think they're actually have their NAC. They're all wearing NACA. Let's see if we can get up close. There's one of our good officials there.
Looks like NCSAA or NC.
We'll check. We'll check. We'll find out. It could be a Christian school sanctioning body that they have adopted or become part of, but all the officials are wearing that badge and logo.
22-9 is the lead for Arthur here. And now Lila Kaufman to serve for Arthur. And now Arthur to play it. And another kill this time for Haley Rhodes. Make it 23-9. That hit into the net, make it 23-10. Back to serve for the Panthers is Chloe Ring. Set back in the middle of the floor. Good dig on that back line by Hoffman. That will eventually fall in, making it 23-11. Set across here on the near side. Now Arthur with an opportunity. Just send it across. Good play up front. That's a real good first ball from Kaufman. And then hitting it home was Rhodes. It's now a 24-12 lead up to match point. Well, set point, I guess. We're not really playing matches. And good dig on that back line by Ring.
Oh,
And
we have a
somebody in the net. Thank you for Arthur. And that hit out of bounds, and that will do it. Set 2 goes to Arthur as well, 25-12. So we'll take ourselves a timeout. We have the 11 a.m. matchup coming up next here in Group AA. We'll get there in just a little bit. You've been watching the NACA National Championship Tournament.